Before we purchased our property, we bought an old travel trailer with the hopes of restoring the frame and building a tiny house on top. We started demoing it as fast as possible because we knew it would be an eyesore in our neighborhood. It was a messy job, but we had a lot of fun doing it. Once we had the trailer completely demoed, it was time for the frame restoration. It really wasn't in bad shape, but we put a lot of work into making sure it would be an excellent foundation. Hours of wire brushing, primer, and paint, along with new wheels, brake lines, and taillights, and it was finally ready to build on. It was exciting when we began building the subfloor. This was something we had studied and planned for, and we found it very rewarding to see it taking shape. It really was fun when the little ones came out to help. We designed and planned every detail for our 1.5-story tiny house. Every nail, board, brace, and screw. And then disaster struck.
While we were camping in Arkansas, Hurricane Hermine had managed to rip off our well-secured tarp and pound the wooden subfloor of the tiny house with 2 days of heavy rain. Most of the wood and insulation was ruined. Everything had to be stripped from the trailer. Nothing was salvageable. It was back to the drawing board. This wasn't our first time dealing with a financial loss. In April of 2015, we suffered a first-time home buying experience gone terribly wrong. All the small print covered everyone except us, and in the end, we lost $3,000. With this in mind, along with what recently happened to the tiny house, we began to reevaluate what our best options were. We decided to go with a cabin shell, something that already came weather tight.
When we finally saw it in person, we couldn't believe how big it was. We were prepared to live in a 250 square foot tiny house, and this was 3 times the size. We were still happy that our home would be smaller than a modern traditional house. For us, bigger doesn't mean better. We want to minimize our belongings and sleeping space while keeping a large open kitchen. Less square footage means less to clean and more family time. This cabin is the same dimensions that ours will be, but we chose to customize it with an upgraded front door, larger windows and more of them, and also extending one of the lofts. This is the floor plan we designed to turn our cabin into a cozy home that will meet all our needs. On April 26th, if everything goes as planned, they will deliver the cabin to this spot where they'll level it and it will be ready for us to finish the inside.
In the meantime, we're downsizing everything that we own, selling what we can, and donating the rest.
We also need to build a shed on the tiny house frame to use for storage and as a workshop when we get there. If we have time after that's complete, we'd like to build our custom dining room table, our sofa with storage,
and 3 beds.
We already have the 2 storage benches for our table done.
We'll show them to you. So this is the beautiful storage bench that my husband built us, and we're going to use it with our dining room table. There's 2 of them. And one we actually will keep shoes in because it's going to be right next to the front door, and the other one maybe like blankets or something like that because it'll be closer to the couch.
Our well was drilled on our property this week. We were so nervous and excited when we got the call. We texted a bunch of friends and family and started a prayer chain. Our well guy Shane was very nice at keeping us updated and understanding our anxiety. He sent us plenty of pictures. The well ended up being 350 feet deep with a static water level of 120 feet. We're getting approximately 12 gallons per minute. We're really excited. The next step is to have our hand pump installed. The static water level in... Scratch that. Reverse it.
What? Never seen anybody blow out a van before? It's the only way to get the stuff out of these little grooves. Okay, turn that off.